Bishop Malone has not spoken publicly today, but he did issue a written and recorded apology to the victims. Too little, too late, though, for many of them. One of those victims is the man who filed the very first lawsuit at midnight. He speaks with I-Team Chief Investigator Charlie Specht about how his journey for justice has come full circle.
We're in?
Yeah! Woohoo! All right! Yeah, Chris?
With the click of a mouse, Christopher Szuflita became the first survivor of child sex abuse in New York State to file suit under the Child Victims Act. But for Szuflita and his attorney Steve Boyd, the moment was 25 years in the making.
The first person who had the courage to come forward and show his face on camera in 1994.
In 1994, Szuflita did what was virtually unheard of at the time. He came forward on camera to make sexual abuse allegations against a priest in the Diocese of Buffalo.
Well, I think it started probably in 1967, 1968. That I was sexually molested by our father, Joseph Friel.
Szuflita told his story to Steve Boyd, who was then a reporter at Eyewitness News, and one of the first to expose whispers that diocesan priests had something evil lurking beneath their collars. Boyd is now an attorney, and he made sure Szuflita was at the front of the line when the new law's one-year look-back window went into effect at midnight.
It's great. It was the first time I've seen him in 25 years, too. To be able to stand next to him and he's representing us, and it's great.
The now deceased priest denied the allegations when Boyd got him on the phone in the 90s. Szuflita says he was actually threatened by another priest when he tried to report it.
He basically didn't believe me. He said I was committing a mortal sin, and I probably could be excommunicated from the church.
Diocesan lawyers back then said Szuflita's claim was riddled with factual and legal misstatements, and said there had never been any similar allegations made. But 9 new lawsuits against Friel and the diocese were filed early today. More than 100 suits now target the diocese, including some against active priests.
We have the control, and that feels really good. Because before, when the church used to tell us we were incredible and things like that, now they know we are telling the truth.
Things also came full circle for Michael Whalen, the first abuse survivor to speak out last year, and Siobhan O'Connor, the church whistleblower who watched Whalen's first news conference from inside the chancery. She's left the bishop's side and joined the survivors.
Especially just thinking about how he was alone out there. You know, it was just Michael. I didn't even know who he was at the time. I just called him the man in the green jacket. And now to think that he is so not alone. There's hundreds of survivors who are filing their claims tonight.
The bishop weighed in with a taped apology.
I want to again express my personal apology and that of the Diocese of Buffalo to victim survivors of abuse.
Which did not go over well with survivors like Kevin Koshelniak, who would like to see the bishop resign.
Walk away. Number one, you're not a leader, okay? You're a terrible leader. You've proven that. This whole thing, you've proven you're not a leader, right? You really want to truly care? Then you walk away, and somebody who really does understand needs to get appointed and turn this around. You cannot. These are crimes that are being committed. They're not bad decisions, as he has said many times in the public. It's not a bad decision. These are crimes.
Boyd, a former altar boy, promised the bishop a tough road ahead as the lawsuits move through the courts.
At St. Martin's School in South Buffalo, they taught me how to apologize. Admit what you did. Take responsibility for your actions and make it right. You watch the bishop's video tonight, and you tell me how many of those boxes he checked. I can assure you when this is over, he'll have checked all 3. I promise you that.
Those words give Szuflita confidence that this time he will prevail.
You gotta have faith, and that's what we have. And I think in the long run, I think we're gonna win.
For the I-Team, Charlie Specht, 7 Eyewitness News.